So it's Christmas time, and I thought I would do a quick tutorial of one of my favorite Andrew Peterson Christmas songs. It's a song called Labor of Love, just a fantastic song, and on the whole it's pretty easy to play once you get the tuning right. That was the hardest part of this song, getting the tuning right. So you're actually going to tune it with no capo and then play it with capo on fret 2. So with no capos, here's the tuning you're going to want to do, and it's pretty simple. But it's the key to getting this song right. Starting with our low E string, it's going to be tuned down to C. Then your A string is going to be tuned down to G. Your D string is going to be tuned down to C. So those two are going to be octaves. Your G string gets to stay as G. Your B string is going to be tuned up to a C. And then your E string gets to stay where it is, E string. So if it's in tune with the capo off, it's going to sound like this. And then we're going to put our capo on the 2nd fret, and if your guitar is anything like mine with this type of a tuning, especially on your lower strings, your low E, which has been dropped down to a C, is going to fall out of tune fairly quickly. So when you put the capo on, you're probably going to have to tune several times to get your guitar locked in. But once we're there, once we're in tune, this song gets really easy. There's just a few major chords we need to know to play this song. D, D suspended, G, A, B minor, and F sharp. And because the tuning's different, of course, all the fingerings are going to be different. So let me walk you through those chords, beginning with D. One finger chord, it's really simple. So D string, 4th fret, and frets are relative to the capo, so 4th fret, D string, that's your D. Slide that up one finger, you've got your D suspended. All right, so those are our first two chords. I play it with middle finger, play it with whatever finger you want to. That's our D and D suspended. Then you have your G chord, which is going to be covering the first two strings down here at the bottom, what would be your E and A string before the alternate tuning on your 5th fret. And you're going to grab your top string on the 3rd fret. And so you can see it's just 5th fret, those two bottom strings, and then grabbing our top string on the 3rd fret. So that's our G. A is really simple. It's going to be your what would normally be D string on the 2nd fret, and I'm going to mute the G string. Then we have a B minor that looks like this, and that's a normal shape of like an open B chord if you're accustomed to that. So A string 2nd fret, and then D string and G string 4th fret. That's our B minor, and then we need our F sharp minor. And that's going to be our E string, A string, and D string, all three covered on the 4th fret. So that's the only chords you've got to deal with. D, D suspended, G, A, B minor, and F sharp minor. Okay? Now as far as the picking goes, you've got that nice little opening scene that sounds like this. So you can see we're going to end up on that G chord, all right? And here's the finger picking part. We're going to start with E, A, and then D strings. That's our D string 2nd fret. Slide up to 4th fret. Slide back to the 2nd fret. And then open. And then G chord. The next time you come through it, it starts with the A string. And it ends back on our D chord. And that's kind of the bread and butter of this song. Other than the chords, it's pretty much just doing that straight over and over again. I can't sing this song. Normally when I do it, my wife sings the melody, I do the harmony, way too high for me, but I'll walk you through it with the chords. So, it was not a silent night. That's our G. There was blood on the ground. Back to the D. You could hear a woman cry, G. In the alleyway that night, A. On the streets of David's town, D to the D suspended. And the stable was not clean, that's our B minor. And the cobblestones were cold, F sharp minor. And little Mary full of grace, G, with the tears upon her face, A, had no mother's hand to hold, D to D suspended. And here's the chorus. It was a labor of pain, G, to A. It was a cold sky above, B minor to D. But for the girl on the ground in the dark, G, with every beat of her beautiful heart, A, it was a labor of love, D. And then there's the second verse. Chords were in the exact same order. Noble Joseph by her side, G. Calloused hands and weary eyes, D. D suspended, back to D. There were no midwives to be found, G. On the streets of David's town, A. In the middle of the night, D to D suspended, back to D. So he held her and he prayed, B minor. Shafts of moonlight on his face, F sharp minor. But the baby in her womb, G. He was the maker of the moon, A. He was the author of the faith, D. That could make, G, the mountains move, A. And then he goes back into the chorus again, and that's it. Hope that's helpful, and I hope you enjoy playing this song this Christmas.